Good afternoon all. Experiment number 4, that is the speed control methods of three-phase slip ring induction motor. So we are here with the three-phase slip ring induction motor setup. So basically it is a rotor rheostat control. So for the slip ring induction motor, what we do in a rotor circuitry, we add external resistance. Okay, so that external resistance we will here calculate, but due to the not availability of display, we will measure voltage and current, and with particular point we will measure the whatever resistance we are inserting in that. So here we can draw a graph which will show us the characteristics versus resistance with respect to speed. So here you can see the circuit diagram. So this is the circuit diagram. So here three-phase supply we are giving to the rotor resistance starter. Okay. So now that starter, again here ammeter we are connected here to measure the current. What behavior will be there about the current we will check. Voltage that will be the constant value, and the stator winding we are applying the supply voltage. But at slip ring induction motor, at the rotor side, at the rotor winding, we are adding resistances in series with the every winding. Resistances with the, we can say variable resistance, or we can say the rheostat we are adding in series. So whenever with the help of this knob, we will whenever change the resistance, that time we need to measure the whatever the performance of motor is there, that we will check. So now first of all I will show you the connection. So here three-phase supply is taken, and this three-phase supply is given to the input. Then input of the MCB. This MCB is connected here to the protection purpose. Then output of this MCB directly given to the motor's terminal. Okay, you can see here that output of the motor that is given to the these terminals. Okay, so now one of the phase has been connected in series with the ammeter. This ammeter is connected in series with the one phase, so that is why one phase current will be measured, and this another terminal is given back to this R phase. Then here you can see this is the rotor resistance. So this R1, R2, R3 for the particular three phases we had given back to the rotor resistance of the rotor circuit of the induction motor. Then we have to measure the voltage, so that is why this voltage inbuilt, that voltmeter we had connected across two phases. It is shown here. Then what we will do, we will just switch on the supply. So here I had switch on the supply. Okay, so just do it. So now you can see here we got the supply. Now this supply is up to this MCB. Whenever still we will switch on this MCB, we will not see any voltage here. So now I will switch on this one. So here you can see voltage which is around 420, 425. So we can make a note of that. That voltage is around 425. Okay. So now you can see the current also here. The current at this moment is around 1.5. I is equal to 1.5. V is nothing but 425. Okay. And the speed of motor, you can see the motor is at rest condition. Why? Because this is at topmost anti-clockwise direction. Now what I will do, I will just rotate that resistance. So I will change the resistance value. So you can just check out the motor. So now motor is at stop condition. So now you can see whenever I change this resistance value, your motor starts to rotate. Your motor is started to rotate. Now at that time you can see our resistance is also again whatever the current is there, that is 1.5. We will measure the speed. So here we can measure the speed. It is around 1040. It is around 1040. Now I will again little bit change. So this moment our current is changed. So again I will measure the speed. The speed is changed, that is 412.55, that is 1255, and current you can see that is also so whenever our current is increasing, that is to 2, that means our resistance is decreasing, voltage is a constant value, so we can say at that moment our current is around 2. So at that time we'll again turn off and we will end up this practical. So now here you can see we had the value of speed, that is the 1048 and 1255. So here we have the resistance, that is 425 divided by 1.5, that is equal to first resistance is equal to second, that is 425 divided by 2, it is equal to somewhat value. I'll just calculate. So you can check 425 divided by 1.5, 283 ohm, and the second divided by 2, that is 212. So you can check, first 283 was resistance, that time the speed was less. So whenever I am reducing the resistance, my resistance is reduced, my speed is increased. So like that way, as we know that this is the characteristic, so it is resistance is inversely proportional to the speed of the motor in case of slip ring induction motor. Okay, so some questions may be asked on this kind of practical. So first viva question may be, what is the difference between squirrel cage induction motor and slip ring induction motor? So you can easily answer for that. How rotor resistance variation helps to control the speed? So as we have seen, whenever resistance is increasing, our speed is going to reduce. Then what are the advantages of slip ring induction motor? Why it is necessary to start an induction motor at reduced voltage? Why? Because if we give the maximum voltage at the starting, that time it will carry the maximum starting current and it may damage the motor. So this is all about the practical number 4, which we had seen recently, that is speed control methods of the slip ring induction motor. Thank you.